All right. All right. Well, obviously not the outcome that we were looking for in this past week's game. Got Indianapolis coming up this week. Looking for that challenge, but there's some things that we got to definitely improve on. And as we continue to move forward, we expect that out of our guys. We had great effort by them. Just got to clean up some things and continue to press forward. But with that, I'll open up for any questions.
Yeah, Ryan, what are you looking to clean up after that game?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, we did a lot of good things in terms of, say, on that kickoff return or kickoff after safety, in which we flipped the field. But there's some things that we need to cover up, even in terms of that technique and how we cover kicks. Leading that, we did a good thing in terms of getting a tackle inside the 20 on the following kickoff. But then it's mainly just being consistent. Eliminating those big returns and creating big returns for our football team, so we can go ahead and flip the field.
Colquitt, did you guys see anything in practices leading up to kind of a poor game there for him?
No, I mean, Britton's been he's been having a solid camp, and we've been excited about him. But obviously, he knows that he didn't perform to the standard that he wants, and that we obviously have for him. But we've talked about that, and he's ready to press forward. And he's definitely a pro, and he's eager for this next challenge. He wants to get out there as soon as he can.
Coach Zimmer said after the game that it was a concern when he was asked about Colquitt. Have you talked to Zimmer about that? And
yeah, we had those conversations and those discussions. I'll keep those in house. But everyone saw, and he obviously didn't. He's not happy with this performance, and he understands it, and he's ready to get out there and put a good weekend coming up this week against Indianapolis.
Is there a possibility of bringing in some competition? I know you had competition briefly in the spring, but you haven't had any, obviously, since camp.
Yeah, those discussions always happen. That's for every position. I mean, we're always looking for competition. We're trying to uncover every stone to find out who's out there. I mean, the specialists, they all know, even if they're the only one on the roster, that we're competing for guys that are on other rosters and on the street. So there's always competition as we move forward.
Do you change, like when you look at who was on the special teams in game one of the preseason, do you go, this is what it's going to look like in game one of the regular season, or do you make a lot of changes and you're experimenting right now?
No, I mean, it's a lot of fluidity. I mean, right now we're working on our technique and our fundamentals and making sure we're keeping it simple for these guys to play fast. And but then as we continue to move forward, we want to go ahead and get a little bit more complex with some of the schemes and everything. But we got to find out who these guys are as players and evaluate them and allow them to go ahead and play fast, so we can go ahead and get the right evaluation for them.
Greg Joseph didn't have any long kicks, nothing over 40 yards, but what did you make of his performance?
He was consistent. I mean, he had a great pregame, so we're excited for the opportunity. I mean, he did a really good job. I mean, even though they're shorter kicks, I mean, you still have the same mindset. We're going in there. It's a kick. I mean, you're going up there to perform, and he did it. He did what we were looking for. He did a great job with his hangs in terms of on kickoff, and so we were pretty excited about that. But now we got to go ahead and put another good week together, back to back, and see if we can go and build on that.
Riley Patterson some work this week, just in the game on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely would be the plan, but we'll talk about all these, the players' time and all that later on this week. I'll sit down with Coach Zim and obviously the personnel department and see what direction they want to go. But he was inactive obviously last week, and so we'll have those discussions later this week.
What have you seen from Riley just in the time that you've gotten to see him now in practice?
I mean, he hasn't really practiced much, to be honest with you. He's kind of been, limited and kind of injured. So, I mean, we haven't really seen much of him right now as of yet. So, in the OTAs, he did a good job.
Ryan, what happened on the long return that they had?
There's a couple things. Not playing consistently in terms of our technique and our fundamentals, staying in our lanes, doing what's asked. But we had a lot of good things on part of that return I think we can build on. But the thing that we wanted to go ahead and focus on is the previous two kickoffs that we had. We did a lot of good things with that, and that's what we need to do, is be able to carry that over on every rep, making sure that we continue to be consistent in our coverage lanes and being disciplined in the way we go ahead and cover kicks.
How many of the guys that sat, those 31 guys that sat out, do you rely on special teams? I know C.J. Ham would be one.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a handful. There's a lot of them, and it's a trickle-down effect too, right? I mean, a lot of these guys that were playing for us, I mean, they were playing on offense and defense full-time too, but it really don't want to set it up for any kind of excuse. I mean, we got to go ahead and make sure we get the job done, and those guys are excited for the opportunity to go ahead and be challenged, and we got to make sure we put good things on tape, and so that we're not making those kind of mistakes, and we are helping that football team win games.
What's the best way to simulate pressure kicks in practice?
We're going to keep amping it up. I mean, we started that last week with Denver in there, but we're going to go ahead and making sure we get these full cover reps and we get bodies on bodies and they run the full length of the field so they can. It's tough to simulate that in short areas, but you know, at the end of the day, we got to make sure we're covering kicks and full field kicks.
What do you think of Amir Smith-Marset as a kick returner?
As a kick returner, I mean, he did a lot of good things in terms of, you know, find the hole and you know, hitting the seam, but it was new for him a little bit too. I mean, just the timing and you know, with the blocking just being out there. So we're going to go ahead and build on what he did. You know, he does bring some juice a little bit and some excitement, but we got to make sure we keep him where we're supposed to hit those returns, and you know, excited for his future here.
Thanks for the long snapping decision. I know you guys settled on a long snapper.
Yes. Well, I couldn't hear
Long
that.
snapping decision.
Yeah. You know, with obviously we released Turner and he competed hard. You know, I got to give my hat off though to Andrew. I mean, Andrew really did a fine job, and he earned the job, and he won the job, and we're excited for him here. The consistency and his velocity and blocking, and just the whole the whole, I guess the whole package of what Andrew could bring as the leadership and a veteran as a leader. You know, we're excited for him, and we're happy to move forward. But we were very pleased with Turner coming in here and competing, and we're excited with the direction we're headed.
Just out of curiosity, this might be a dumb question, but when you're evaluating like long snappers and stuff, and you mentioned velocity, do you like have a radar gun to see how fast it's coming back, or do you stopwatch?
Yeah.
Like,
it's quick. Yeah, oh yeah, we do that. I mean, we definitely have the timing from the snap to the catch of the punter, and obviously it's not just velocity. It's got to be a catchable ball. It's got to be great location. He's got to be able to protect. So all that is encompassing in how we go ahead and evaluate these long snappers. But yeah, it's pretty quick.
what's a good time?
A great time is .70, but it's also dependent on how far the punter is from the snapper. You know, typically it's around 14 yards, but so if you get on average around anywhere from the low .70s, you know, 72, 73, pretty good velocity.